They have to keep Biden propped up as we go forward because it helps to keep their power. But he is a smokescreen. Now, Biden is not going to get any coverage from the media. They're absolutely complicit in this. Joe was going to be Mr. Transparent. He said so on the campaign trail / from his basement for months. He was Mr. Transparent. When he was president-elect and he was reporting from the office of the president-elect, which doesn't exist, he told us he's going to be Mr. Transparent. Okay, let's take a look at how transparent he's been so far. Juan, can you please play for me cut 2?
And just a quick follow-up on a different subject. You mentioned last week that the president is expected to give a formal press briefing.
Press conference, yep.
Yes, before the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a commitment. Before in the next few weeks, we will see him and take questions and follow-ups and so forth.
Yeah, he has done about 40 Q&As since he took office, but in terms of a formal press conference, which I understand there's a big focus on, yes, we will have one before the end of the month.
There's the good old captain of the debate team, girl next door, Jen Psaki, right out front, being all kinds of transparent. What was left out there was Joe Biden's been president for over 45 days at this point. He's had 0, count them, 0 press conferences. She wants to mention Q&As. These Q&As that she's talking about are people shouting questions at him and him not necessarily answering any of the questions. Does this media push back? Of course not. All Jen Psaki has to do is say she's going to circle back, right? It's the circle back girl. She'll circle back. No follow-ups, no pressing. They're hesitant, but they're downright worried, I would say, fearful of doing their actual investigative jobs. They're supposed to be the fourth estate. They're supposed to be there to hold the powerful accountable, to speak truth to power, to hold the powerful accountable. Yet they almost don't even want to ask and say, well, we got a lot of people out there asking about press conferences. Can you do one, please? Sorry, not yet. Okay, sorry, can't do it. So these Q&As that she's talking about, you know what? I'll let Joe speak for himself. Juan, can you please play for me cut 3?
Come on. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Brazil on climate change. You were rejoining Paris Agreement, and you mentioned Brazil.
You guys, come on, let's go.
Do you have concerns about
Let's go, you guys. Press, let's go, let's go.
Welcome to the White House. Do you have any concerns about
You guys, let's go. Press, let's go. Let's go, you guys. Press, let's go, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I'm happy to take questions if that's what I'm supposed to do, Nance, whatever you want me to do.
I'll take questions if you want me to, Nance. No, cut the feed! Cut the feed! Get them off the air! Those are the Q&As that we're talking about. Mr. President, I have a question this morning. Mr. President, you had a conviction. Smile and nod, Joe. Smile and nod. Just transparency from here to there, up, down, left and right. Complete transparency. Shout all the questions you like, folks. Shout them out. He'll hear them, probably. He might think of some of them. This was the return to normalcy. They told us there'd be a return to normalcy. We'll shout questions at you. You don't have to answer. We don't have to do follow-ups. Your press secretary can just say that she's going to circle back. We're returning to normalcy. This gets me into something I talk about often on here. Folks, you have to continue to find the smaller outlets like us. We are, of course, a conservative-based outlet, but at the same time, they're squashing us and pushing us down further and further and further. The big outlets, of course, on the left aren't going to show any of this, and the ones that we know on the right, except for a few, they're really not keeping this out there. Continue to stay with us, the smaller outlets. We're doing everything we can to show this to you. We know that you guys don't have all this time to go searching through videos. I spend a lot of time doing this. I do it because I really want to get the message out. People tell me that I speak well, I have a good presentation, and I decided to do this show. Juan came to me and said, hey, would you like to have a show? You've got a good voice. People need to hear it. Okay, I'm putting it out there. I want to do this. I'll do the legwork. We'll work together. We'll find this stuff. We'll get it forward for you. Continue to stick with us. We're going to keep doing the best that we can. Find other smaller outlets. I'm okay with that too. There was a lot of networking I saw when I was at CPAC. We're all trying to get the message out. Remember, try to stay with us, folks. They're going to continue to squash us down, but we're going to continue to do what we can.